obviously receiving the Eucharist. They can't stand it, right? And this is one of the reasons why it's, obviously because it's God. And it also strengthens us and gives us an increase in grace, which again gives us more protection. It fortifies us, etc. Receiving all the sacraments is very important. So you want to lead a normal sacramental life. If you're committing venial sin, you want to get to confession at least once a month. I don't want to hear this nonsense that you're hearing from other priests who say things like, oh, well, you're only committing venial sin. You just go to communion and that'll suffice. Okay. It's true that the church does teaches that receiving communion can wipe away venial sin, but you don't know if they have, because you don't know the degree of devoutness with which you have received communion. You don't have certitude, so that's why you have to keep going to confession. If you're committing mortal sin, get to confession regularly to break it. So the sacraments are very important. Leading a normal Catholic sacramental life, educating yourself, can be one of the greatest protections. If you teach yourself the doctrines of the church, you're less likely to fall into error and therefore become subject to the demons. So getting to Mass regularly, daily Mass is very important. The sacramentals are extremely important. Now there's different kinds of sacramentals, obviously. There's the various, you can get the St. Benedict medal, which you want blessed in the old rite. Not that the new rite is bad, but that the old rite has 2 exorcisms over the medal itself, so that's one of the reasons you want to do that. The Benedict medal, the miraculous medal, is sometimes has a great impact in providing protection and help. There's the scapular, which is very important for spiritual warfare. The Padre Pio said that the rosary is one of the greatest weapons in spiritual warfare. So, which is very true. People who say the rosary daily are less likely to get taken to the woodshed by them. They're less likely to. There's other sacramentals like holy water. Now, the new rite holy water is a very simple blessing. It does render it holy. The problem is it's not as efficacious as the old one. And priests, with the clarification and the Summorum Pontificum of Benedict XVI, has made it clear that the old rite books were never suppressed. So every priest can use the old rite in relationship to these. And in the old rite of blessing of holy water, you exercise the salt, you exercise the water, then you put the two together, and then there's a blessing given to them. So it's doubly exercised. If you can get a hold of Epiphany water made in the old rite, it's triple exercised. Lustral water, which is the water that they begin to make at, but it doesn't become baptismal water. It's the water they do during the Easter Vigil, is also very effective. There's different kinds of waters blessed in honor of different kinds of saints that can be also effective. But water is very helpful, and one of the ways you can protect yourself is by blessing your house on a somewhat frequent basis, once a week or so, especially if you have teenagers, maybe a little bit more often. No, I'm just kidding. But you want to bless the house regularly and have the priest come and bless your house once a year as just a general rule, because the blessed house will actually help you. In fact, exorcists are very often encouraging people to take 4 Benedict medals after the house is blessed and place the Benedict medals in the 4 corners of the property to kind of set up a little box, which the demons are less likely to come in to near your house. So holy water is really important. Sometimes I'll do what I call waterboarding, which is if the demon gets a little lippy or won't comply, I'll keep making him drink holy water until he does what he's supposed to do, right? And some of them are brutally sensitive to it. They can hardly take it. The next is exorcised oil. It's olive oil that's exorcised. You can use it in your cooking. You don't want to fry your bacon in it, obviously, but you can use it in salads and things of that sort. There's exorcised salt, which is made in the initial stage for making the